Welcome to Joe Sports Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, it is November 18, 2019, and I have a fellow American on the phone. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Not too bad. Where are you calling from tonight, my friend?
I'm out here in Massachusetts, man.
Massachusetts. Boston's a great place. Let me ask you a couple of questions because I am so excited after the videos I saw on Twitter that went viral, that went to the Pittsburgh Steelers website and went to Pittsburgh on Twitter, that you went crazy after the great victory a few weeks ago. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're 5-5. Are the Steelers a playoff team still? They're still in the hunt. They need a couple of teams to lose for them. What do you call on that?
Well, from looking at all the schedules, even though you can't really look at other teams as far as what games they're gonna win, what games they're gonna lose, because it's any given Sunday. But as far as our schedule goes, I think we definitely can get hot at the right time. And a lot of the times where these teams make playoff runs, and not only just playoff runs, but Super Bowl like runs, right around this time is the time to really start winning games. And I think that with the Pittsburgh Steelers, with their schedule, they definitely can pull off not only just a playoff run, but get deep into, dare I say, the Super Bowl.
So you believe the Steelers can make the postseason this year? You really believe so?
Not only do I believe the Steelers can make the postseason, I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers can make the Super Bowl this year.
Wow. I have never heard that on my show.
Wide open.
Wow.
Wide open.
And why do you say that? Because, you guys should have beaten teams like the Baltimore Ravens, the 49ers, and all those teams. And you guys lost by, 1-2 points. Seattle Seahawks, you guys should have won. But you have no Ben.
Yep.
With Mason Rudolph, you believe Rudolph can take this team deep in the playoffs if you guys make the postseason this year?
I believe if Mason Rudolph can get it together, get some confidence going, get better with his reads, getting a little bit faster with his reads. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely do believe that we can make it to the Super Bowl at the end of the day. The AFC is definitely wide open. The Chiefs is not playing so great. Teams that's favorite that's coming into this year, like, the Chiefs, and everybody thinking Mahomes going to throw for about 60, 70 touchdowns and, 3 interceptions and all that. They're kind of struggling this year. When it comes down to the New England Patriots, the defending champs, they kind of struggling this year. So, Baltimore is definitely one of the teams that people didn't see being kind of a juggernaut. But, with that game with the Pittsburgh Steelers, we played them close. So, at the end of the day, that's a game we should have won also. At this point, I think that, it's definitely very, very, very wide open in the AFC. So, yeah, I definitely do believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers can.
Now, the Colts and Texans, playing this Thursday, 8:30 kickoff. I believe, the Texans can win that game, but, the Colts have their quarterback back. And either way, you guys have a game against Indianapolis. And I want you to tell me about that Colts and Steelers game that when, you can say the 46, 47-year-old Adam missed that kick. What went through your mind? Were you excited? Were you happy? You couldn't believe it, or what?
I was calling it actually when it happened. I was like, he about to miss it. He about to miss it. Because he missed one earlier too.
Yes, he did.
The Colts and Steelers game. So he missed one earlier. So I was like, hey, he could miss one again. Even though Adam Vinatieri is definitely one of the goats. As far as when it comes down to getting field goals. But I just think at this point in time, his career, that he's just getting up there. He's getting old. He's getting old. So he gave us a good. He nipped that to the left a little bit for us. So,
I seen that. The ball went into the stands, into Heinz Field. That guy caught it. I remember that.
I'm definitely grateful for that one right there. That was and we actually got screwed on the pass interference call on that particular drive. Like, the refs been doing this shit to us all year, man. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of crazy.
It was pretty crazy, because, you look at Adam and his career and all that. He's not a guy who misses field goals. This season?
Yeah, he's not a guy that misses at all. He's money.
I'm not sure if this is his final year, but his career is coming down to an end. He's the oldest player to play the game today, He's the oldest guy, all right? Now, the Steelers, they're playing the Bengals, they're playing the Browns. But I want you to take me back on that, well, you can say that dirty, disgusting hit last Thursday, when Rudolph got into it with, well, you can say, dirty player. What's his name again?
Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. With Myles Garrett's hit, that suspension, you think that suspension was good enough for the whole season, or should he be expelled from the National Football League?
Now, I don't think he should be expelled from the National Football League, but he should definitely, the suspension, I definitely don't disagree with. Anytime that, you try to smash a guy. Myles Garrett would have never got suspended had he not swung the helmet. This is where I think people is, whether who started it or whatever the case may be, I don't think Myles Garrett would have ever got suspension had he not took the helmet and swung it at a guy who didn't have a helmet on. And not only that, you end up hitting this guy on top of the head. That's a very dangerous situation. But, people blaming Mason Rudolph as far as starting it.
Oh, he didn't start
nothing. I
nothing.
look at it as people have to look into what Mason Rudolph has been through. Not only in that particular game where he was getting hit helmet to helmet, but him getting knocked out in that particular game with the Ravens, which was a dirty hit.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to the hits he was taking in that particular game with the Browns were dirty hits. There was a lot of head-to-head collisions that was happening. And what what Myles Garrett was doing at the end of the game, where they was winning the game clearly. Like, there's no debate. No little screen pass was gonna, all of a sudden magically give the Steelers 21 points. So like that just,
that was a horrible game.
Extra about that.
That was a big one. I wish you guys won that game.
Rudolph head into the floor, and I think that's what made him kind of snap a little bit.
That was a big game that you guys should have won, but that game went down to the toilet. You got rid of Juju now, Connor's out. You're playing the Bengals next. Sunday at 1:00. I think the Steelers are going to win, but I think that game is going to come down to its wire. I think that game's going to come down to the wire. Then you get to play Cleveland again. So.
Absolutely, I think that the game, especially with everybody that's out in that particular game, as far as all our receivers out, I think that it's going to be a little struggle with the Bengals, but I think that ultimately I think you're going to get the win. And not only that, the thing about it is, I think with this week against the Bengals, it's very possible too that we can definitely blow the doors off the Bengals, especially if the defense is able to create some turnovers this week.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick, T.J. Watt, and all those great defensemen on that team.
The thing about these last 4 or 5 weeks, we've been spoiled off the defense being able to create turnovers, and not only create turnovers but score points. So last week was a particular week where we could just get stops, we can get punts, but we couldn't get any punts on the board on defense. So I think that's kind of where we struggled a little bit too. But against the Bengals, we should be able to handle business.
You got the Bengals, and you got the Browns. This game was supposed to be at 4:25, but they switched it to 1:00. Then you got the Cardinals, Bills, Jets, Ravens. Now, what's the record gonna finish at for Pittsburgh? What do you believe in? As a Steelers fan yourself, as a Steelers nation, as a Heinz Field boy yourself, you're from Boston, but you're a huge Pittsburgh. What's the record going to show at the end of the day of the 2019 season, 2020 season?
All right, well, let me just put this in there real quick. I'm from Springfield, but Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I think that with these last 6 games, you said.
Yep.
I think that the Steelers will finish 5-1, possibly 6-0. But it just really depends on how great. I think the game that we will possibly lose could be the Ravens game at the end of the season. But even if it's not that particular game, I think the Steelers go 5-1.
5-1.
Make the playoffs.
And make the playoffs, be the first wild card team?
Yep.
Wow. That is, you're a true patriotic, I'll tell you that, and you're a true Steelers fan. Now, I want to take you back on something with Mason Rudolph and Ben Roethlisberger. Now, is Ben Roethlisberger done? Is this it for Ben? Or is Ben going to play for the next 2 years, like you said? And is Rudolph the future quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Now, as far as Big Ben, I think it really comes down to Big Ben and his elbow. With Big Ben, especially having surgery and stuff like that at this age, it's going to be, things is, a lot more high tech. So, older people probably having surgeries, technology is a lot different. So maybe he may be able to come out and not come out in preseason or week one and throw his elbow out or something like that.
Yes.
So I think that Big Ben will be fine coming into next year. As far as Mason Rudolph being the next guy up, Mason Rudolph got a lot to show me. That's all I will say about that. I think that he, with my prediction being my prediction with the Steelers making the Super Bowl, I think that Mason will shock a lot of people. Just got to wait and see.
Are you kidding? You think the Steelers can make the Super Bowl this year?
Absolutely.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? You know what? I'll make a deal with you. It's 10:33 p.m. It's November 18, 2019. If the Steelers make the Super Bowl, I will buy you a jersey. And I will ship it to you. You want that deal?
All right. Yeah, make sure it's a Super Bowl jersey.
Super Bowl jersey. Let me write that down just in case. What size are you?
Make sure it's a Super Bowl jersey.
What size is your jersey?
Large Super Bowl jersey.
Large Super Bowl jersey. Okay, this is you never know, When you get great people from Boston, from Springfield, Boston, Massachusetts, when you get good people from there, sometimes they're right. And you know what? I hope Pittsburgh goes to the Super Bowl. It's a big spit in everybody's face, and especially Baltimore. Now, with Mike Tomlin, is Mike Tomlin days coming up for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or is he a Steeler for a very long time as a head coach?
I mean, we gotta look at it like this. I remember getting on Twitter after when the Miami Dolphins went up 14-0, and what was trending on Twitter was fire Mike Tomlin.
I remember that.
I mean, all the stuff that's going on in America, there's all kind of stuff going on in America.
Yeah.
But what was trending in America was fire Mike Tomlin. This is a guy who's never had a losing season. This is a guy who's only number 2 as far as win percentage to Bill Belichick.
Yeah, you're right about that, brother.
And the question was, fire this man. That's why I think, the Steeler Nation was so excited about that game when they came back and beat the Dolphins. Even though for me personally, I knew they was going to come back and win that game. But, there was a lot of Pittsburgh Nation that was like, hey, it's time to fire Mike Tomlin.
Your fans, I know your fans, Pittsburgh fans are really, really diehard Steeler fans. They're really, really, they're like my Toronto Maple Leafs, Like they're saying, fire Mike Babcock because the Leafs are playing terrible, Fire him because they lost 5 in a row, Time will click. Time will click, my beautiful people. It will click. But sometimes it's patient. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing good football. He beat the Colts the other day.
Quarterback. Yeah,
he's a great quarterback.
Yeah, he could definitely upset a team.
Absolutely. He beat the Colts. That was an upset.
Some good games.
Yeah,
we definitely needed that game, too, when he beat the Colts. I was happy for him.
Yeah, well, I was happy that the Steelers won. I was in Pittsburgh about a month and a half ago with my buddy from Lubbock, Texas, John Laudonatis, and both teams were winless. Well, Pittsburgh dominated. T.J. Watt dominated. And, Heinz Field for third down, they always say, it's third down. I got my terrible towel, and I'm swinging. This lady behind me is saying, how come you have a T.J. Watt shirt on, but a Green Bay Packers keychain? Those Packers beat us at the Super Bowl. I said, I don't care. I'm a Packers fan supporting T.J. Watt and my buddy from Lubbock, Texas. So we had an argument, a huge argument, all this. I said, hey, lady, take a cool, sit down, relax. I'll put the Packers, I'll hide it a little bit more. But deep inside, I'm still a Packer fan. Just remember that. We beat you fair and square. And she just went right on me. It was brutal. It was so funny that I came home that night from that hotel and I had to tell everybody at the hotel, this lady harassed me for the whole time. But harassment in a good way, Yeah, she was funny.
She didn't even care you was going for Pittsburgh. No, you got to get rid of that keychain.
Get rid of that keychain or I'll rip it out of your pocket. Say, hey, lady. This is this is an antique for me. I love my Packers. But hey, this is a new season. Let's not talk about, the past. Let's talk about the future. You're not playing the Packers. You're playing the damn Bengals, and you got to watch out for Andy Dalton. Then we all got into good arguments and all that, And
then that's another thing, too, in that particular game, I always say this throughout the whole year for the Pittsburgh Steelers is that, and this is why I really think that we can definitely win a championship this year because, you know, a lot of people downgrade what we do against other teams. Like, for instance, you'll have teams, you know, if Andy Dalton, for instance, Andy Dalton at that particular time, he was out here lighting it up. Him and Ross, the wide receiver, they was out there lighting it up. What happened when they played Pittsburgh? Nothing.
He did nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
I think he's very underrated.
Nothing on the board, nothing.
I think he's underrated quarterback.
Seattle Seahawks couldn't do absolutely nothing like that. We had Jimmy G. Jimmy G threw about what, 3-4 interceptions in that game?
I remember that. I was working that day, and I remember that watching that game. You know what I like? A big pick was Mitza Fitzpatrick. People were saying, "Oh, we got this guy. We got rid of our pick." He's the guy who is the game changer of the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Do I agree or not? You know,
he's a game changer. Ever since we got that guy.
Wow.
I remember when he first played against the game I was just mentioned, against the 49ers. I remember doing a video like, man, we got to step up. We got to be out here ready to create turnovers, this, that, and the third. And then Minka got traded to the team at day one. I think the first tackle he had was a fumble.
I remember that. And remember the Colts.
The first tackle he had was a fumble. Like, yo, this dude has been unbelievable, man.
Remember Indianapolis when it was going to be up 14-0 or maybe 21-0 or whatever? You guys came back. Yep. Pick 6, touchdown. That was great.
Dude is unbelievable, man.
That would have been that was a game changer. That interception. That was a big game changer.
But that whole defense, that whole entire defense.
That's what I'm saying to myself. That defense is great.
Bud Dupree, Cam Haywood, even the guys that stepped in for Stephon Tuitt. Them guys is coming in playing hard. Like that defense this year really has something special going on.
I know.
Offensively, if we could just be consistent, we can win the championship.
If you had Ben,
we're gonna win the championship. Let me just say that we're gonna win the championship.
Wow, I'm saying if you had Ben Roethlisberger, number 7, man, that team would have been undefeated. It would have been.
I'm not talking. See. I don't want to talk about if we had Big Ben. We gonna do it this year. You
really think the Pittsburgh Steelers are good? If I tell my buddy's gonna, watch us later on tonight, and he's gonna say he loves you.
But you know what people did to me when we was 0-3? I said, guess what? We're gonna make the playoffs.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
0-3. You know what people told me when I was 0-3? Oh, y'all ain't going nowhere. Oh, you a loyal fan. Oh, the boys end up getting the 5-4 at the number 6 spot. Now we laid the egg Thursday night. But according to anybody else, when I told them we're going to still make it, So at the end of the day, like I said, anything can happen. And I think with this Pittsburgh Steelers team, they definitely have the defense to be able to. We have the most takeaways besides the Patriots.
Yeah,
everybody look at the Patriots team as the defense being, the Patriots defense is elite. Is that in the third? I don't knock them on that. I don't disagree with the Patriots defense, but the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is right behind y'all ass. So if we can get at least consistent play on our wide receivers not dropping passes, Mason being a little bit better as far as going through his progressions, as far as players on the field, getting better in the pocket. We got it. We definitely got a solid. He's definitely got a solid chance.
I believe so. But God bless Myles Garrett. God bless Myles Garrett. That really ticked me off. Garrett, That really put my blood pressure to 165. It was pretty high, man. I was, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I was disgusted. 8 seconds left. Come on, buddy. Be more classy in that field. Cleveland. I have no respect for Cleveland. No respect for Cleveland Nation fans or anybody. I don't care about them anymore. I thought they were an underdog team, but I look at them now. They're a bunch of winners. They want to win, but they want to win on a cheating note. And what reminds me of that? As much as I love this team in baseball, sometimes you look at the New York Yankees and they like to cheat. Sometimes they put the, special things on their hand, make the ball, slippier so that when they throw the pitch, nobody can hit that ball. It reminds me of the New York Yankees. I'm not saying all the Yankees, but some of the players on that team remind me of the Cleveland Browns. In Cleveland, that is called no class, no respect. And I hope Myles Garrett is suspended for the whole year. Yes, he is. And I hope he never comes back because you don't do that to a rookie quarterback and you don't do that to anybody on that field. That's a spit in the National Football League's face. That's what I believe in.
What do you expect from a team that was playing dirty all night?
I know, but I was not expecting to go to that level. Was not expected.
To be honest, I wasn't shocked that ended up happening at the end of the night.
You weren't
I wasn't
shocked?
surprised that a fight broke out at the end of the night from watching that game. Because like I said, I'm in, so they got to hear my Steelers talk every week.
What's your joke? Let's hear. I haven't heard it.
Particular game, yeah, man. The Browns came out and they was head hunting, like they knocked Juju out the game, and they didn't even call a flag on that.
Yeah.
They didn't even call a flag on that. And what's his name? Deontay Johnson got knocked out the game.
Deontay Johnson.
The same play that Juju.
Connor, that's a big injury.
Mason Rudolph got hit in the helmet. I mean, it's crazy.
You like Connor? You think Connor's a good running back? You think he's a good future? Connor.
Connor, I like Connor, but Connor is just, he kind of injury prone. That's why I think that, that the Steelers was actually, looking out to see if they can get Le'Veon Bell back.
That'd be awesome. But no Antonio Brown.
That was actually a rumor. That was actually a rumor that happened. It was looking for him at the trade deadline. See if they can get it back.
You know what I don't like about players? When they ask for more money, they got to earn it, Like Le'Veon Bell last year and Antonio Brown. They sat out because they wanted more money. Like, come on, man. Be more class to the team. Have respect for Pittsburgh. You don't deserve $50 million, You don't. No person deserves it,
I think with Le'Veon Bell, and Antonio Brown, I think they definitely deserve their money. Especially when you look at it, like when we look at a guy like James Conner right now, right? His availability is up and down, and this is guy he's putting up good numbers, but he wasn't putting up Le'Veon Bell numbers. Le'Veon Bell, he's taking a brutal beating out there with the Jets right now, but he's still available. He's playing next week, So, and then when we look at a guy like AB. Like I said, I know a lot of Pittsburgh Nation. I know y'all down on AB. Me too. I was too.
Oh, don't say that! Don't say that in Steelers Nation, Heinz Field. Don't say that. Oh, you should have saw it, man. It was.
He went to the Patriots. Oh my God, I was done with him when he went to the Patriots. But
he got a touchdown. He got a TD. Tom Brady threw it to him.
But yeah, he did get a touchdown with Tom Brady. But he's a free agent right now. I would love to have Antonio Brown back on the team. And with Antonio Brown back on the team, not only him being back on the team, but the numbers that he was putting up while he was in Pittsburgh was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can't take away what the guy was actually producing out here, especially in big moment games. Like, I know you remember the game last year where Pittsburgh played, when they played not only the Patriots, but they played the Saints. And the Saints.
That refs gave it to Saints. That was rigged to that game. That was bull crap. That was hideous. I was disgusted. That should have been a
Juju
victory.
fumbled that pass. I was disappointed. Juju fumbled that ball. We was on the way of winning that game. Had we won that game, we would have made the playoffs.
You would have won far too in the playoffs too. Mark my words, you would have.
Yeah. Had we won that game, we'd have made a deep run that year.
I don't know what it is.
What it is,
I don't know what it is about
he
Pittsburgh.
He ball though. I would love to have him back though. I would love to have him back. I think Pittsburgh Nation need to just forget about that. It's about winning. Because we got guys on the team right now that can't catch the ball to save their life. This guy right here with Antonio Brown, you can't out-throw him, and he going to catch everything moving.
Yeah. Do you remember the time when you guys beat the Arizona Cardinals in the Super Bowl? What Super Bowl was that?
Oh, that's the greatest Super Bowl ever played.
Well, in my books, I think the greatest Super Bowl comeback was the Atlanta Falcons and New England Patriots. I think that was one of the greatest.
You know what's crazy? Because I argue with that with a lot of Patriot fans out here. They go, "Oh, the greatest Super Bowl! Oh, that was
it's a good game.
Coming back from 28-3." But let me ask you this question: who threw the game-winning Super Bowl touchdown?
For who? For New England?
I mean, between those two games, who threw the game-winning touchdown? Was it Tom Brady or was it Ben Roethlisberger?
It's Ben Roethlisberger.
Tom Brady ain't throw no game-winning touchdown and had a game.
It was Big Ben who did it. It was Big Ben who did it.
And threw a touchdown for the game to win the game.
Yeah, I remember that. I was young.
That game ended. It was only like 40 seconds or something like that left in the game. It was over.
40 or 45, I can't remember. But you know what?
Yeah,
that Cardinals game was good.
Under a minute. Let's just say that. Let's just be safe. It was under a minute when Big Roethlisberger came down and was pump faking us to death down the field.
I agree. And hey, I don't want to take you back this, but I have to say this because you're on the phone right now. When we beat, the Pittsburgh Steelers in that Super Bowl, that game, the Green Bay Packers in Pittsburgh, I think could be one of the greatest Super Bowls to ever be watched on television. That was a great Super Bowl because you guys came back in the second half. It was like 21-3. Remember that?
Yeah, I never forget that. I never forget that because Big Ben threw the interception that cost us the game.
Yeah, if he didn't throw that interception, that game could have went a total different way.
We was on the way to getting the Green Bay Packers. I never forget that game either because I got obliviated the night before, so I was so messed up that game.
Mm-hmm.
I was so messed up before the game that I kind of just watched the game regularly that particular Super Bowl because I was still like messed up from the night before. I won't forget that game because Ben threw that interception at the end of the game.
Absolutely. My friend, you were such a well-dedicated person, man, and it's amazing when, sometimes on social media you see these videos and you just click on them and comment, and next thing you know, you're on my show, and I wanted to put you on my show tonight because I think you are very respected and you're a true Steelers fan, and what you are saying, they're going to the Super Bowl, it tells you right there you are a die-hard Steelers fan and a Steelers nation, and I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they make the postseason, they can go anywhere. But it all comes down to defense. Defense wins championships. Remember the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks won that game. It wasn't the offense. The Seahawks dominated against the Denver Broncos because offense, yes, can win games, but at the end of the day, defense is the champions. So
I mean, when we look at Tom Brady in the Super Bowl last year, I mean, it wasn't Tom Brady's game that won them the Super Bowl. It was the Patriots defense that won the Super Bowl.
That was all defense that game. So if you like defense, you would have loved that game.
Yeah, and for me personally, I like defense. I like to see a team be able to stop teams from being able to do whatever it is that they're going to do. Because the NFL now is all about, teams throwing the ball 1 million times, and this person got 5, 8 touchdowns and 400, 500 yards. So I like to see, teams be able to make the offense turn over the ball, be able to stop the team from they score 30 points a game, they only getting 13 this game. So I like to see defenses.
Does Tom Brady go back to the Super Bowl? Or who stops him?
No, not this year without the Pittsburgh Steelers. No, it's not happening.
Holy smokes! Oh, I love you, man. I love you. You are unbelievable. A 9-1 team, and I asked him, "Is Tom Brady not with the Pittsburgh Steelers?" Man, oh man, you are such a cool guy. Seriously, you are really cool, and I hope you come on my show more often. Seriously, we
yeah, no, definitely.
We're out live every Saturday night live.
Actually, if you're free on Sunday night, we can definitely go because the Pittsburgh play that night, and we can actually do like a little recap or something.
Absolutely, I'm gonna for sure do that. But Saturday I will be talking about the National Football League and other topics and all that. And I always bring positivity, and my biggest goal is respect women 110%. I do a lot of donations here and there, and I like helping the community out and being generous to person. I'm just an average 19-year-old kid. People think I'm in mid-40s and all that, and they say, you know what, Joe, you're pretty intelligent for a 19-year-old kid. I say, I'm just the average kid who likes sports and spreads positivity, But
okay.
You're a cool guy, and I hope things go well for you, and I hope your Steelers do well, and I believe they can beat the Bengals, beat the Browns, beat the Cardinals, beat the Bills, beat the Jets and Ravens, and it all comes down to the next 6 games, and you guys can do it. All comes down to defense, and Mitza Fitzpatrick is going to get 2 picks next week, and you're going to have a phenomenal game, brother. You have anything else to say?
As far as Steelers Nation, I'm saying, hang in there, I'm saying. Like I said, in my videos in particular, I always talk about this is definitely going to be an up and down year. It definitely have been. We have 5-5 right now. But the ultimate goal is that we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. So, like I said, keep your heads up out there. Whether the wins come pretty or whether they come ugly, at the end of the day, a win is a win. And like I said, we're gonna make it to the Super Bowl this year. So,
Absolutely.
Let's ride out.
What's your Twitter? What's your Twitter account before you go?
Tell Like It Is TV. At TILII TV.
I appreciate it, man. God bless you, man, and take care of yourself, and we'll see you very soon from Joe's Sports Channel.
Most definitely, man. You have a good night yourself.
You too, brother. Unbelievable. A true Boston boy, born and raised in Boston, but supporting the Pittsburgh Steelers. His mother and father should be very proud to have a successful son like him. I have a lot of respect for him, and this guy is a true Steelers fan because when I was in Pittsburgh, Somebody told me Pittsburgh's not going to the postseason, and this guy is the opposite. True fans are well deserted. Only on Joe Sport. True fans are well deserved on my show. We have to win, we have to fight, and we have to keep having people like this guy calling to my show because I believe so. May God bless everyone and keep our country great again. From Joe Sports Channel.